The next speaker is the mayor of the city of Santiago in the Philippines, the Honorable Amelita Navarro.
I'm very proud to have Mayor Navarro here today because she and I are both from the great province of Isabela in the Philippines. And I know her to be one of the most hardworking, most honest, and most pro-environment mayors in the Philippines. So let's give her a warm round of applause.
Supreme Master Ching Hai, Chairman Lin Chan-Ku, the Honorable Reynatu Lee, Manila Economic and Cultural Office Representative in Taiwan, other VIP guests who have spoken earlier, friends of the Supreme Master Ching Hai International Association, friends, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is a rare privilege for me and my delegation to be invited by our beloved Supreme Master Ching Hai to attend this very important climate conference here in your beautiful country, and for that, our deepest gratitude. Also, our special thanks to the Supreme Master Ching Hai International Association, led by Chairman Lin Chan-Ku, for hosting me and the rest of the Philippine delegation from Santiago City. Thank you for your generosity and warm hospitality. Our topic, Protect Our Home with Love, is very timely because climate change is upon us, and it is the biggest threat facing mankind today, even more threatening than international terrorism, because climate change goes beyond boundaries of race and economies. It is all-encompassing. When I received the invitation from your association for me to attend this conference and speak before you on the issue of saving our planet, I paused for a while and was struck with this overwhelming question. Indeed, what have I done as a mother? First, to my city of Santiago, where I am a mother to more than 135,000 residents. And second, as a mother to my 4 children to help secure their future. More than just a mother who is concerned for the future of her children, I am also a public official who is concerned with the future of the Philippines and what the future holds for my beloved city. Allow me first to share with you what the Philippines has been doing in this global fight against climate change. As you know, world leaders are now racing against time to come up with a new climate change protocol by December in Copenhagen at the Conference of Parties, COP15, because the Kyoto Protocol, the single most important global treaty to fight climate change, is set to expire by 2012, and a new protocol must be voted upon by world leaders in Copenhagen. Philippines has been negotiating in the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change for a position that will protect not only Filipinos, but all the residents of low-lying archipelagic nations like the Philippines. Our country, like the rest of the world, is pushing for what we call deep and early cuts of greenhouse gas emissions by industrialized or developed nations, otherwise known as the Annex I countries. Why is this so? Because scientists point to the year 2050 as the tipping point of irreversible climate change unless the world cuts its GHG emissions by 50%. By 2050, polar caps in the North and South Poles will melt, raising sea levels by 6 to 7 meters. And when that happens, small archipelagic nations like the Philippines will go underwater. But even before the tipping point is reached in 2050, we in the Philippines are being hit by onslaught of early climate change, or what Secretary Alvarez calls as creeping climate change. This is characterized by the 20 storms that visit us yearly, which are becoming more ferocious and are escalating in intensity each year. We need deep and early cuts to moderate these raging storms. We in the Philippines cannot wait until 2015 because climate change is hitting us now. As a nation of more than 7,000 islands, the Philippines feels the pain of natural disasters and rising seas more than most nations. Because of this, we take every opportunity we can to call on all the countries to collectively secure a positive outcome to the UNFCCC negotiations, and we are banking on the support of similarly situated island nations and the ASEAN to support the Philippine initiative. Due to the serious threat of the survival of mankind, there is a need for every citizen to be on war footing against climate change. Every citizen should work toward reducing his or her carbon footprint, or the indicator of how much each person pollutes the earth. On the city level, some of the most important programs we have undertaken in Santiago City are proper waste management. As you know, when garbage is left to rot by itself, it produces methane, which is 21 times more lethal than carbon dioxide as a global warming gas, so it is very important to properly manage our waste. Before I started the waste management program of Santiago City, we are generating 52 tons of garbage daily. Now, we are down to only 34 tons per day. I have committed my administration to the protection, preservation, and promotion of the environment for our generations and the future generation. I have clearly spelled this out in State of the City address in January 2009, where I declared that my administration's trust has been and will always be to improve the quality of life of the people by providing them access to education, healthcare, employment opportunities, availability of clean and safe drinking water, peace and order, a healthy environment, and freedom. My goal for Santiago City is not only human development, but sustainable development that is balanced among social, economic, and environmental objectives. For our city's environmental objectives, we ensure environmental sustainability by implementing development plans as one of the Millennium Development Goals, or MDG targets. One of our trusts is solid waste management. On solid waste management, a major setback is the people's behavior towards swim. To address this concern, the city environment and government, together with the barangay officials, NGOs, POs, civic and religious groups, join hands in the implementation of our city swim, service education, IEC dissemination, forums, symposia, group discussions, house-to-house campaign were conducted on waste segregation and recycling. In our city, we strictly enforce the following policies: no waste segregation, no collection of garbage, anti-littering law as provided under City Ordinance number 94-7, ordinance requiring residential and commercial establishments to clean the sidewalk fronting their establishments. We supported in observance of Earth Hour, Resolution number 6-99, and joined the Big Switch, which is Resolution number 6162. We have completed the seminar on basic training for pollution control officers, the first one in the whole Philippines. And as a result of which, we entered into memorandum of agreement with hospitals and healthcare waste generators in the city. We will soon start using our sanitary landfill facility mandated by Republic Act 9003 under a strict timetable pursuant to my Executive Order number 2009-81, creating the Task Force on Sanitary Landfill. To be sure of the continuity of our programs, we allocated $5 million under the Economic Development Plan. This is on top of the budgetary allocations for other environmental programs like infrastructure, clean and green, and beautification. We put our material recovery facilities throughout the villages, managed by the village officials. We also have our own City Environment and Natural Resource Office, or CENRO. The biodegradable waste of the city was treated using the indigenous microorganism for composting bioorganic fertilizer known as ESN. In the promotion of the vegetarian diet, the city was inspired by the teaching of Supreme Master Ching Hai. We have community gardens in its village for the production of vegetables and other ornamental plants using bioorganic fertilizer. Last July 24, 158 committed youths who respond to the call of Master Ching Hai call for the defining and transforming youth involvement as influential and critical agent for societal and global change, attended the 4-day seminar which promoted vegetarianism. As part of the summit was dedicated to serving Mother Earth by planting mahogany trees, Tai Chi exercises, film showing of the Save the Planet movement of Master Ching Hai. Right now, almost all people, especially the youth of Santiago, are with the pamphlet that describes how to do the vegetarian program for the city. Of course, at this point in time, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to our Supreme Master for initiating the program on vegetarianism. It was during the visit of Master Ching Hai's associates in Santiago that we started to formulate an ordinance leading to the establishment of a vegetarian society, and we were the first one in the Philippines to do this. And now, in our own little way, we in Santiago are doing our share in helping save our planet and future generations of the Filipinos. My fervent wish that some inspiration coming from the Supreme Master that spark change in the people of Santiago will also be burned in the hearts of all the delegates here present this afternoon. And when we return to our localities, may we bring the desire, this burning zeal for life, planting and cultivating the seeds of love that we have received from Supreme Master Ching Hai to inspire our people, to spark a revolution to begin the change. Be vets, go green, save the planet, mabuhay tayong lahat.
Thank you, Mayor Navarro. Thank you very much for traveling a long way to attend our conference and for giving us that very meaningful message.
We have so many honorable VIPs today, but unfortunately, it is possible to introduce everyone because of the limited time. But we would like to acknowledge some officials. Let's give them a round of applause when they are introduced.
First, we have Mr. Renato Lee of the Manila Economic and Cultural Office, who is here with his son and 11 delegates from the Philippines.
Next, we have Mr. Chen Tianwen, Taichung City Council Deputy Speaker. And next, we have Ms. Zhang Huangzhen, the Director of Environmental Protection Bureau, Tainan City. And next, we have Ms. Ong Jinglian, the representative of Legislator Ong Jinzhu. And last, we have Mr. Zhang Dalong, the founder of Yuda Educational Corporation.
Thank you to all our guests and worldwide viewers for joining us today in this very meaningful conference. We appreciate it very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, shortly we will welcome a very special guest of honor, Supreme Master Ching Hai. As you know, Supreme Master Ching Hai used to live in Taiwan, Formosa, is deeply concerned to all the people who live on this island.
Supreme Master Ching Hai has dedicated herself to helping people face and solve the problem of global warming. She has been invited to many climate change conferences all over the world and has given advice to many people from many, many countries. Let's watch the video, Walk the Way of Love to Halt Climate Change.
There's only one religion, as that is the religion of God, of love, of understanding. There's only one church, one temple, that is the temple of enlightenment. Come to that temple, then we know all religions of the world.
The essence of life is love. The essence of God, of Buddha, of Allah is love. There's nothing else but love. When we make the choice of love, that's the highest choice, the noblest choice.
Supreme Master Ching Hai is a world-renowned humanitarian, artist and spiritual visionary. Her lifelong unconditional devotion has extended beyond all cultural boundaries. Her noble love has been manifested through her generous philanthropy. Her brilliant artistry has profoundly reminded us of our yearnings for the kingdom of God. Supreme Master Ching Hai was born in central O Lac, or Vietnam. As a young adult, she went to Europe to study and did charity works for the Red Cross. She soon discovered the pain and suffering exist in all corners of the globe. Searching for the remedy to this ill, therefore, became her foremost goal. She then embarked on a journey in search for spiritual understanding. Finally, in the deepest reaches of the Himalayas in India, she found an enlightened master who imparted to her a meditation technique which contemplates on the inner light and sound, that is, the Kuan Yin method. After a period of practice, she became fully enlightened. As we approach the next decade of this millennium, foremost on the minds of many concerned citizens are the global effects of climate change. We are greatly blessed with individuals and organizations who have dedicated themselves to help save the planet. They bring to the world the light of hope and voice of awakening. Supreme Master Ching Hai is extremely concerned about the sustenance and survival of the grand ecology on Earth. Given the urgency of the situation, she proposed the fastest, most effective solution. That is for humans to return to compassion and be vegetarian.
In order to save ourselves, we must be vegetarian. A vegetarian diet is a non-violence in the highest sense, and a vegetarian diet is a love in action. Stop all the cruelty beginning on our plates, generating loving, kind energy around the world. Stop water shortage and water pollution. Stop food shortages. Stop hunger and war. Prevent deadly diseases. Save enormous tax and medical bills to build a better world and support new useful inventions and good people's organization. And now there is a spiritual aspect also. When a person partake in a direct or indirect killing of any sentient beings, be it human or animals, he or she enters the cycle of revenge and violence. And it will only end when one stops doing it. Hence, we have to love our enemy. Because only love and forgiveness will have the power to break the negative effect of hatred and vengeance.
On both spiritual and physical levels, the greater the number of people who change their diet and hearts, the more time we gain to curb the crisis. In particular, Supreme Master Ching Hai has emphasized the importance of the media in helping to stop global warming quickly.
That being a vegetarian is at least one thing everybody can do to save this planet.
It's just so easy to do to save the planet like that. And then the government have to help maybe distribute more information, encouraging more vegetarian diet lifestyle. And the media help to spread out more news about the goodness of vegetarian. It have to be like a fashion. It's like a search of new wave information, new positive, constructive ideas and information about how good is a vegetarian diet. And it has been proven such and such, just bombarding the whole planet with a new energy of compassion and love and health. Everybody will join in. Supportive energy is very important.
Let us embark on a compassionate, delightful and noble lifestyle. Be veg, go green, save the planet. May the kindness and compassion of all sentient beings lead us to a beautiful and peaceful world.
Yes, Supreme Master Ching Hai has really done a lot of great works. Now, for the moment we've all been waiting for, let's invite Supreme Master Ching Hai. Hello, Supreme Master.
Hello, Master.
Thank you all so much for a beautiful, beautiful gathering. 大家好。
Thank you very much, Master, for your great efforts to save the planet. You look so beautiful today. We love and adore you very much.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Master, for joining our conference today.
Thanks for inviting me. Thanks. Everybody was great. Good speech, good dance. Yes.
Thank you, Master.
Good MC, good people.
Thank you, Master. Supreme Master Ching Hai, before beginning our question and answer session with you, would you like to share your message about climate change with us?
Yeah, sure. I join in with you in expressing some thoughts and support for your group and the great people of Formosa who really care for their island and for their planet. First of all, I would like to say hello to all the beautiful people of Formosa, or Taiwan, yes, on this richly historic island. I'm extremely honored to be with you again among your great presence, feeling your shining, genuine spirit, very loving spirit, even over long distance. I never forget the people of Taiwan, how hospitable they are, how hospitable they have been to me, and how hospitable they always will be, because that is their nature. The nature of Taiwanese people are very hospitable, very pure, very genuine. I can go on forever, but I will get too emotional. I miss Taiwan. I miss Taiwan. I would like to thank you all also, the esteemed government officials, distinguished speakers, the media, the gracious ones who share video messages with us, and all concerned citizens. Thank you for making the time to come to this important meeting during your busy schedules. We especially thank the Honorable Mayor Amalita Navarro of Santiago, who came all the way from the Philippines and setting aside her precious schedule to participate in this conference. Heaven bless you all, precious guests, and such an example of commitment to this noble cause shows us that governmental leaders and influential personages are sincere
and ready to act to save this earth. Perhaps today you will find the new insights and strength to help inform them and support the leaders on this important and urgent mission. The conference location of Formosa is both fond and familiar to me, as it is a place I have previously stayed many years in the company of her pure-hearted, loving, hospitable people. The Formosan people have a special place in my heart, and today we would like to place our faith in them, perhaps to help humankind awaken. I pray that we all join hands together with new courage, new determination, because in acting quickly, we still have time to save the world. We still have time to save the world if we act now, if we bewitch now. Thank you so much. Heaven bless Formosa.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you.
Master, we have special guests here with us who have a question for you.
Welcome.
Now let's begin our question and answer series with Supreme Master Ching Hai. First, we have Dr. Liu Xiaochen, the Director of Research Center for Environmental Changes, Academia Sinica.
Supreme Master Ching Hai.
Welcome, Doctor.
Thank you. What specific actions have you suggested to reduce the greenhouse gases? And are these actions effective? Thank you.
你好, Dr. Liu. You are a distinguished scientist, and I'm honored to be some service. I'm glad to meet you. Thank you for raising this very important question on behalf of the audience, because perhaps you are already aware of the answer. Dr. Liu, in order to reduce the greenhouse gas emissions, we must stop the source of greenhouse gas emission. The source of greenhouse gas emission is 50% from animal raising, animal products. And we have to stop that source as soon as before yesterday. We must stop further raising and reproduction of animals for meat or any other use. We don't need animals' death suffering products to stay alive. I even wear fake fur, this I designed it. Artificial fur. And doesn't it look beautiful?
Yes,
Very
it's
beautiful.
Lovely color.
Yes. We don't need to kill to live. That is very simple philosophy to understand. Otherwise, sages of old have told us that. And we will be wise too to listen to their counsel. Come back to our modern day. Countless humans and animals have proven this. Stop the animal industry, then we will stop greenhouse gas emissions. According to a new study, the livestock industry is responsible for more than 50%. This is a new research, new conclusion. Because before that, the UN estimated it's only 18%, 1/8. And now the scientists have discovered that it is more than 50% of all greenhouse gases emissions come from livestock raising, come from animal industry. But I'm sure there is more than that. We will get more and more updates all the time. The more updates we get, the sadder, the more grim the picture that we get. This is according to a new calculation, an update since the calculation of 18%, which was announced in 2006. Now, 3 years later, we discover that it is more than 50% by the scientists. So if the globe changes to a vegan diet and stop the livestock industry from continuing, then 50% of greenhouse gases can start to go down, and quickly, because the majority of the livestock emissions is methane, not carbon dioxide. You are very aware of this, Dr. Liu. Within a 20-year period, kilo per kilo, meaning for every kilo of methane emitted, it has 72 times more of the heating capacity than from 1 kilo of CO2, mean carbon dioxide. That is why the livestock sector is responsible for so much of the global warming, at least more than 50% of it. So in addition, the good news is methane is a very short-lived gas. Carbon dioxide takes many decades to leave our atmosphere, but methane has a lifetime of about 12 years only. So that's why scientists, including NASA researcher Dr. Gavin Smith, even said that it may be more cost-efficient to reduce methane in the atmosphere than it is to reduce carbon dioxide. I quoted him exactly. Therefore, it's more effective and smart for us to focus on methane first. And to do that, we have to stop its number one source, the meat industry. And for that, we must change our diet. Scientists also found that if we change our diet to a vegan diet, we can release vast amounts of land from producing grains for animal feed and return it to forests or feeding humans. Even you have said so, Dr. Liu, in an interview on the Supreme Master television, that these forests would then be natural carbon sinks, or areas that absorb and remove a lot of greenhouse gases from the atmosphere. According to researchers in the Netherlands, the forests would be so effective at absorbing carbon dioxide that we would save a lot of money and energy from trying to develop expensive technologies to do what the trees can do better. World governments could save tens of trillions of US dollars. Tens of trillions of US dollars. I leave you to calculate how much. Over just a few decades, if everyone be veg and plant organic. When we plant organic farming, the organic farming will also absorb another 40% at least of the carbon dioxide in the air already. So you see, 50% less from no more animal industry, 40% less carbon dioxide from organic farming, then we will be singing. Our world will be safe. Our children will continue to live in this home forever. Right now, 1/3 of the entire Earth's land surface is used either for grazing animals or growing feed for the animals, not for humans. We humans use very little of this agriculture section. Is that an efficient way to use the land? No. It's not. Yes, it's not. In the Amazon, the world's largest rainforest, 91% of the land that was deforested since 1970 is used for livestock pasture. Imagine the lung of the earth being barren just for livestock pasture, 91% of it. This is a devastating way to make a cheap profit at the cost of our planet's and our people's survival. We are eating our planet by consuming meat.
So without the needless animal industry, not only we will gain forests, we can also have organic vegan farmlands to grow real decent food for humans. And like the forest, these farmlands can also absorb a lot of heat from the atmosphere. I repeat again, the organic farming absorbs a lot of heat from the atmosphere, and a global shift to organic vegan practices could mean 40% of all greenhouse gases absorbed as well, apart from the 50+% that we eliminate through the terminating of the animals rising practice. See? So, we see here, if we really want to get to the bottom line to find the most effective solution to climate change, we absolutely cannot go on ignoring the most urgent, serious cause. That is the animal consumption and the like, because it is heating up our earth at a dangerous speed, causing catastrophic disasters everywhere, causing suffering to our sweet, defenseless, blessing-loving animals, causing suffering to hundreds of millions of our humans' coexistence through meat-related diseases, losing loved ones, losing homes, losing lives, losing hopes. 1/6 of the population is starving. Children die every few seconds from hunger. Right now, as we are speaking, Bangladesh is only half the size of what it used to be a decade ago. The list never ends if we continue to partake in this killing phenomena, massacring tragedy called animal industry. We can replace this with hundreds more variety of nutrition, healthy, life-saving food substances. We have info for this, free to download and disseminate at www.suprememastertv.com. Please help us to inform people before it's too late. Thank you, Dr. Liu. Thank you for your precious time and your wonderful question.
Thank you, Master, for your wise answer for us.
Some of the diseases related to meat consumption and or production. Fatal prion diseases transmissible through air or milk. Rabies, anthrax, sleeping sickness, Q fever, norovirus, swine flu, Ebola reston virus. Cured meats and fish increase leukemia risk in children. Antibiotic-resistant superbug infections from a strain of Staphylococcus aureus. Blue tongue disease, E. coli, Salmonella. Bird flu, mad cow disease or Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, 90% of the population at risk. Pig's disease or PMWS, listeriosis, shellfish poisoning, preeclampsia, Campylobacter, Clostridium difficile, diseases hidden in healthy-appearing livestock. Some of the costs of meat eating. Infertility. Eating just one serving of meat per day increases the risk of women's infertility by 32%, with additional meat consumption increasing the risk. Heart disease. Over 17 million lives lost globally each year. Cost of cardiovascular disease is at least $1 trillion a year. Cancer. Increased childhood cancers and adult reproductive cancers from hormones in meat. Colon rectal cancer. Over 1 million new colon cancer patients diagnosed each year. More than 600,000 colon cancer-related mortalities annually. In the United States alone, colon cancer treatment costs about $6.5 billion. Millions of people are newly diagnosed with other meat-related cancers every year.
Diabetes. 246 million people are affected worldwide. An estimated $174 billion spent each year on treatment in just the United States. Obesity. Worldwide, 1.6 billion adults are overweight, with 400 million more who are obese. Costs $93 billion each year for medical expenses in the United States alone. At least 2.6 million people die annually from problems related to being overweight or obese. Environmental. Use up to 70% of clean water. Pollute most of the water bodies. Deforest the lungs of the earth. Uses up to 43% of the world's cereal. Uses up to 85% of the world's soy. Cause world hunger and wars. 80% cause of global warming. Plus more.
Some of the costs of milk consumption. Cowpox from milking cows. Bacterial microbes, pesticides and enzymes found in cheese derived from the inner stomach linings of other animals. Up to 80% of the calories in cheese are from pure fat. Breast, prostate and testicular cancer from hormones present in milk. Hysteria and Crohn's disease. Hormones and saturated fat leads to osteoporosis, obesity, diabetes and heart disease. Linked to higher incidences of multiple sclerosis. Classified as a major allergen. Lactose intolerance. Plus more.
For help quitting, please visit. For more urgent information, please visit www.suprememastertv.com/killers.
Next, we have Mr. Huang Mulang, an environment caring artist.
My name is Mulang Huang. Thank you very much. I have a chance to enjoy here and to meet you. Today, I learned from you about the low-cost organics, vegans, equals. This is our life in the Gulf. 我们上次看到大师您的大作《高贵的野生》这本书，对于动物的 NQ 的数值是不晓得如何定下的。在您的大作里面的第一页就有提到 NQ， 在书上的列出的 NQ 的数值，人类的 NQ 很多不及其他的动物，这是令我非常的惊叹不已。请阐述人类的 NQ 在这么悬殊差异下，如何做更具体的弥补方法，让世人能够走向共同存活的处世观。上师您的造化已经可以是说与万物灵犀相通的境界，那么这个爱已佛眼无界，令人非常的敬仰。然而据此世界气候变迁、灾难频仍的时候，地球危机，为了免于灭亡的当下，请问上师，除了爱心的呼唤，未来您上师对世人将如何更具体的指示和开导 ？Thank you， 谢谢。
王先生，谢谢你来参加这个研讨会。So you are an environmentally caring artist. I'm very, very happy that you're doing that. I hope you are fine. You look good. And you look like an artist. That's for sure. To answer your first question, sir, I was also surprised myself, surprised to discover the differences in NQ, meaning a noble quality among the races between the animals, different animals, and between animals and humans. For those in the audience who may not know, NQ refers to our noble quality and the noble quality in all beings. In the book, The Noble World, I have listed some of the NQ percentages. For example, cows have 40% noble quality, pigs have 30% NQ, mean noble qualities, dogs 30% NQs, geese 20%, duck 8% NQ, meaning noble quality, etc., etc. Whereas for human, there are lots of us who have an average NQ of 10%. and many other humans who have an NQ of just 3%. It's very sad for me to discover as well. As much as I'm surprised, I was sad. For comparison, lions also have 3% NQ, and tigers have 4% NQ. So why do some animals have a higher NQ? Yeah. I asked them, and they say it's because they have more unconditional love. And I checked up with the responsible divine power and confirmed the same. That the reason why some animals have high NQ because they have unconditional love. They radiate compassion. They don't harm other co-inhabitants, except the few that we have mentioned, like tiger and lions. They may even protect them with selfless disregard for their own safety. You and the people in the audience probably would have the chance to observe this in the wild or in your own backyard or in your own household with your pets, your dogs, etc. Whereas us humans, although we are equipped with higher intellect, we often do the opposite. For example, we hunt for fun, we fish for fun at weekend. We don't care about other people suffering from hunger. We wage war en masse, destroy en masse, promote wars, promote destruction, promote the killing of other people, selling and producing weapons for that reason, and promoting wars for that reason. So actually, it is not surprising if we come to think about it deeply that many humans have the NQ similar to the lion or just 3%. But even then, the lion only kills when he's hungry. He doesn't kill for fun. And when the lion kills some animals, he asks the permission from that animal. He asks the agreement from that animal. And they both have mutual agreement before the lion or the tiger kill the other species for food. If you have the telepathic communication ability awakened, which we all have anyway, then you will know this as well. It's not only I who say this, but anybody who can communicate with animals, we understand this fact, that any animals who kills another animal for food, they ask permission, and they only choose the weak, the old, the incapable to kill for food, so that they will preserve the strong and thriving reproduction of that species. So they only kill when they're hungry, the tiger and the lions. Humans, we never have a need to kill another to survive. We have a lot of choices of food in the fruit and vegetable kingdoms. We have more than enough. We are allowed to defend for our own life, but even then, we will still enter the cycle of never-ending revenge. If we kill others, we will get killed in return. And then in return, we will kill the relatives or loved one of that person in return. And so it goes on forever. So there are 3 ways to rise our noble quality, and they are, first, never harm any living being. The one simple rule of all time, of all religions, of all the great masters since the time immemorial. Second, always do good to others in any situation. Follow our heart and intuition. And if anyone needs help at any time, we must help them. Think of the dog who doesn't hesitate 1 second to jump into harm's way to defend his human companion, or into a collapsed building to rescue a trapped stranger.
The dog has 30% noble quality because they don't hesitate to sacrifice for others. Noble quality means we put others before ourselves. We're ready to sacrifice anytime for a good cause. We're ready to help anytime other people need us. Depends on our capacity. Many other things we would do if we possess high noble quality. So anything good, anything that is noble, that means it comes from noble quality or NQ. Yes. Or we think of the water buffalo in China who pushed himself into a well and got stuck just in time before the family's little daughter almost fell in. He had 40% noble quality. That's no wonder. Keep the love-in-veg diet. That's number 3. If we cannot do much else, like charity or helping someone, just do this. Just be veg. Because the veg diet alone saves hundreds of animal lives from entering your graveyard stomach. And avoid making ourselves into a graveyard, of course. And there will be incredible positive loving energy from your beings and transforming every cell, elevating all around us, the people, the animals that come in contact with us. We elevate them into a higher level of consciousness. In the Bible, God said, "I have no pleasure in the blood of bulls and lambs and goats. Your hands are full of blood. Stop killing the innocent. Otherwise, I will not listen to your prayers." In the Buddhist Sutra also said very clearly, eating meat destroys the seed of compassion. And the meat eaters, every action will terrify all beings due to their bodily scent of meat. It's very simple. To murder alive is not a noble way of living, including indirect murder of ordering the death or enjoying the death of an animal for food. So we must keep the loving veg diet to protect our precious noble self. So, as well as all these, we can improve our noble quality by loving action. Always remind ourselves to be noble, to do good deeds, to help those who need, and help animals whenever we can. They will, in turn, help to elevate our NQ. We have a lot of information about this on SupremeMasterTV.com. Feel free to download and print them, as well as many programs you can download and learn many good tips on being veg, planting organic food, and there are even plenty of shows about variety of good deeds to inspire you. Mr. Huang, regarding the concrete instructions and guidance to avoid the planet's destruction, it's again, be veg, go green, do good deeds, and be loving. That's a loving way to live. That's a noble way to live. Plant organic vegetable as our food wherever possible. In your backyard, on your balcony, we must develop our innate noble qualities because after all, we are human beings. And it's the only way we can save the planet from destruction.
Vegetarianism in religion.
The Baha'i Faith. Regarding the eating of animal flesh and abstinence therefrom, know thou of a certainty that, in the beginning of creation, God determined the food of every living being, and to eat contrary to that determination is not approved. Selections from the Baha'i writings of some aspects of health and healing.
Buddhism. All meats eaten by living beings are of their own relatives. Lankavatara Sutra. Also, after the birth of the baby, care must be exercised not to kill any animal in order to feed the mother with meaty delicacies, and not to assemble many relatives to drink liquor or to eat meat, because at the difficult time of birth, there are innumerable evil demons, monsters, and goblins who want to consume the smelly blood. By ignorantly and adversely resorting to the killing of animals for consumption, they bring down curses upon themselves, which are detrimental to both the mother and the baby. Ksiti Sutra. Be careful during the days immediately after someone's death, not killing or destroying, or creating evil karma by worshipping or offering sacrifice to demons and deities, because such killing and slaughtering committed, or such worship performed, or such sacrifice offered, would not have even an iota of force to benefit the dead, but would entwine even more sinful karma into previous karma, making it even deeper and more serious. Thus, delay his rebirth to a good state. Karma means retribution. Ksiti Sutra.
Gaudai. The most important thing is to stop killing, because animals also have souls and understand like humans. If we kill and eat them, then we owe them a blood debt. Teachings of the Saints.
Christianity, meats for the belly, and the belly for meats, but God shall destroy both it and them. Holy Bible.
And while the flesh was yet between their teeth, ere it was chewed, the wrath of the Lord was kindled against the people, and the Lord smote the people with a very great plague. Holy Bible.
Confucianism. All men have a mind which cannot bear to see the sufferings of others. The superior man, having seen the animals alive, cannot bear to see them die. Having heard their dying cries, he cannot bear to eat their flesh. Mencius. Essenes.
I am come to end the sacrifices and feasts of blood, and if ye cease not offering and eating of flesh and blood, the wrath of God shall not cease from you. Gospel of the Holy 12.
Hinduism. Since you cannot bring killed animals back to life, you are responsible for killing them. Therefore, you are going to hell. There is no way for your deliverance. Adalila.
He who desires to augment his own flesh by eating the flesh of other creatures lives in misery in whatever species he may take his birth. Mahabharata anew.
Islam. Allah will not give mercy to anyone except those who give mercy to other creatures. Hadith.
Do not allow your stomachs to become graveyards of animals. Hadith.
Jainism. A true monk should not accept such food and drink as has been specially prepared for him involving the slaughter of living beings. Sutrakatanga.
Judaism. And whatsoever man there be of the house of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn among you, that eateth any manner of blood, I will even set my face against that soul that eateth blood, and will cut him off from among his people. Holy Bible. Blood meaning flesh.
Sikhism. Those mortals who consume marijuana, flesh, and wine, no matter what pilgrimages, fasts, and rituals they follow, they will all go to hell. Guru Granth Sahib.
Taoism. Do not go into the mountain to catch birds and nets, nor to the water to poison fishes and minnows. Do not butcher the ox that plows your field. Tract of the Quiet Way.
Tibetan Buddhism. The offering to the deities of meat obtained by killing animate beings is like offering a mother the flesh of her own child, and this is a grievous failure, the supreme path of discipleship.
Zoroastrianism. Those plants I, Ahura Mazda, or God, rain down upon the earth to bring food to the faithful and fodder to the beneficent cow. Avesta.
Everybody knows that vegetarian diet is good for health and to save the planet. They will be awakening their own great, compassionate, loving self-nature, and then their level of consciousness will rise up automatically, and they will understand more than they ever did, and they'll be closer to heaven than what they are right now. Mr. Huang, you still want to hear some more other quality? Instead of NQ, we have another called LQ. I have just discovered yesterday because of your telepathic question sent into my brainwave. I have discovered another kind of quality. Do you have time to hear some more? Or the audience would like to hear some more?
Yes. Yes.
Good. If you did not question this, I would not have looked into the other corner of the library of the universe. Or I would not have asked other divine beings or animals for more information, because I probably did not need it. Okay, so now, in addition to NQ, which means noble quality, we have another to be endowed within us. And that is LQ. LQ means loving quality or godly quality. We call it LQ for loving quality. Loving quality, this is an unconditional loving quality. It's even beyond the love between husband and wife, beyond the love of the mother and child. Because this unconditional loving quality, meaning we have love for all beings, not just our relatives and friends. Yes, and we're ready to sacrifice or help anyone who is in need, be it our kin or just total strangers, be it our benefactor or even our enemy, which Jesus has mentioned, love thy enemy. This is the loving quality that we should cultivate. Many animals have higher LQ than humans. I'm sorry again. I'm also very sad to discover this. And also, size doesn't matter. I just discovered as well. For example, for domestic animals, LQ ranges from high as 300% to low of 80%. That's for domestic animals. Okay, the following are some examples to give you an idea of animals' average LQ. For example, the dogs that you have at home, they have 110% LQ. That means more than 100%. Pigs, surprise, 120% LQ. Ducks, the little ducks that quacking around your yard, 90% LQ. Chickens, also 90% LQs. The chicken that we're calling them little chick, they have 90% LQ. That's almost 100%. In the beginning, I thought 100% LQ, 100% loving quality, that is perfect already. But I was informed that is not. 100% is not. It's not the perfect yet. More than 100% we do have. Now, chicken 90% LQ, if you remember. Buffalo, 110% LQ. Horse, 180% LQ. Well, on and on and on, but this is just some example. Now, for wild animals, I'm surprised again, just like you will be, Mr. Wang. Their LQ has a range of high, also from 300 to a low 30. For instance, wild monkeys, average is 100% LQ. You know the bear that we try to save in the Arctic? 110% LQ. Elephant, only 100% LQ. I'm surprised too, huh? Whales, the big whales that some people hunt for food, 300% LQ. 300% loving quality housed within that loving great gentle giant we call whales. WHALES. Now penguins, smaller than whales, but they have 200% LQ. And the seals that people hunt and cut them to death, savagely for fur, they have 300% LQs. So up to now we have whales and seals, and cows also have 300% LQ. The cows that we massacre every day to eat, without second thought, without mercy, without compassion, without thinking twice. The cows that plow our field, that give milk to some of our children, they have 300% LQ. So up to now we have the three greatest, the whales, the seals, and the cows. which have 300% LQ. Now the dolphin that we love to play with, 110% LQ. The rabbit, 110% LQ. Imagine the rabbit that hop around. They look so cute, 110% LQ. So NQ is important. LQ also very important. Intelligent IQ, may we have, may we not. But LQ, NQ is very important. Now we come to the tiger. 20% LQ. Lion, 21% LQ. Leopard, 22% LQ. Would you like to know about humans, sir?
Yes, yes, Master.
Yes, very much.
Yes.
Good, I hear it loud. How do we humans compare? No, the human average is 20% LQ. The highest LQ of the humans on this planet is 90% LQ. And the lowest of all of us have only 5% LQ. Of course, the saints, the sage, they have thousands percent LQ. Eh? They're not human. Eh? We don't call them human like us. Eh? Okay. So I'm very sorry to inform you this, as I was informed even the day before yesterday. But it may be some help to some of us to re-introspect about how we spend our precious time, and short time even, on this planet, and with what we depart from it. So if we keep our focus on always being loving, selfless, and kind, our LQ and NQ and even IQ will rise up in no time. We all have a big bank of loving quality within us, big account. The more we spend it, the more interest we will gain. NQ, LQ are similar in pattern. That is, the more we exercise in due circumstances or in our mental makeup, in our mental concept, in our way of life, the higher and greater we will develop, the greater we will become. You will be happier with yourself and happier each day with each other. We will smile even in our dreams. Try, and you will see what I mean. Thank you, Mr. Huang. Interesting question. Thank you.
Thank you, Supreme Master Ching Hai.
I guess that you are rich advisor. It's so rich of the information for me. From now today and after, you are talking always the goal on my mind with my family, with all the friends around myself. So I thank you very much for your advice. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir, for your question.
Thank you, Supreme Master Ching Hai, for your beautiful words of wisdom.
No, it's not my wisdom. It's not my wisdom. I have to thank Mr. Wang for asking a very educational question and thus invoke my mind to go search for the true answer. Not just any ordinary answer, but a true answer. Because you have asked question, so I went searching for the truth of the universe. If you have not asked this question, I probably would not have thought about asking about LQ, meaning loving quality. This is also new to me. So I have to thank you, Mr. Huang. Thank you so much. And thank all the universal divinity for educating me this way.
Thank you, Master. And thank you, Mr. Wang. Next, we have Mr. Lai Maosheng, who teaches people about organic planting in Yuan Lin Community College in Changhua County.
上次还要 各位贵宾，
你好
大家晚安。我是来这边要向大家证明一下，因为我小时候到现在素食已经40多年啊，40多年了。我要证明的是，素食是健康的。我过去小时候长大以后，就在推广环保工作，已经有20多年了。
哇哦，Bravo！
推广有机垃圾变成一种食物的运作，那今天这是我过去推的成果，已经很多，不多说。那我今天请教上司的是，因为我们那个地球暖化造成气候变迁很多，那我们人类有一个盲点，就是利用干净的水来当马桶的水，如果呼吁大家珍惜水资源，减少水资源的浪费，并建立废水的再利用以及雨水回收的再利用。谢谢。
谢谢赖先生。Thank you for being a veg, and thank you for protecting the environment all these decades. We have tried to go in your direction all these years as well. Recently, we go a step further, so try to inform the people all this on Supreme Master TV, such as what foods to plant to save water, like edible plants that don't need much water and can sustain us with more than enough nutrition. We tell people to do organic farming, how to conserve rainwater, groundwater, and conserve land, planting trees to attract rain, and the tree also preserve water in the soil, so it doesn't erode the land and run away, etc., etc. And we also show many of the organics farmers everywhere in different countries to show people the examples of how easy it is to plant organic, nutritious, and waterless vegetarian food. For example, in O.L.A.C, meaning Vietnam, I like the name O.L.A.C because it denotes lucky, lucky auspicious meaning, and also wishing the people of Vietnam well. O.L.A.C means happy and prosperous, yes, and also the name of our ancestor, yes. Now, the farmers in O.L.A.C, meaning Vietnam, discover a way to reap bountiful harvest during their dry season, which lasts from November to May. They plant drought-resistant crops like green pea, peanuts, black sesame, sweet potato leaves, and creamy beans, etc. They don't need any water for this. They just plant them on dry land, even watermelon and some other melons, etc. No watering, no irrigating, nothing needed. The farmers explain that the leaves from the beans plants and other plants spread over the soil to keep the moisture in. The leaves also later become part of the soil and helps the soil stay rich. So there is no need even for fertilizer, as they would need for rice or corn, for example. It's nature's miracle at work, and there is a bare minimum to almost no labor required even, until it's time to harvest, and which is also very easy. They don't even need much work. They just pull the plant up, that's it. As you mentioned, Mr. Lai, there are also good ways to harvest the rainwater by guiding the rain into the soil to be used by the trees and the plants. The trees are like living pumps to use the water to give fruits and prevent erosion, etc. They use these water conserving techniques in dry parts of Africa and India, and as a result, the water level rises more than they take out from their wells. And the villages in the Awa district of Rajasthan, India, where one Indian village was able to guide the water enough that it brought back to life 5 flowing rivers that had been dead before, been dry up before, due to withdrawing too much water. Now they bring back to life 5 flowing, abundant river, 5, which has been dry up before. You see? Because of withdrawing too much water and deforestation. So now the Indian villages, they have organized and they have done their best to revive these 5 dead rivers. We could learn from them as well. But even these water losses pale in comparison to the incredible amount of water that it wasted for animal production. It takes approximately 4,664 liters of water to produce just 1 serving of beef. But an entire vegan meal can be produced with only 371 liters of water. The livestock sector is probably the world's biggest source of water pollution as well, Mr. Lai. I'm sure you know all this. Being an environmentalist, yes. Excessive animal waste, chemical fertilizers, and pesticides degrade waterways, killing aquatic organisms by creating algae blooms, which in turn chokes the oxygen from water systems and help form these oceanic dead zones. The number of oxygen-depleted oceanic dead zones had increased from only 49 in the 1960s to 405 in 2008. And I'm sure there's more now. There are much more sea dead zone right now. The dead zone in the Gulf of Mexico is one of the largest in the world. It is 22,000 square kilometers and was created mainly from agriculture runoff, including food raised for livestock and manure. Around 212,000 metric tons of fish are estimated to die in the Gulf of Mexico dead zone every year, Mr. Lai. I'm sure you know this. I'm just saying all this for the knowledge of the audience. However sad it is, we must be informed of the fact. Mr. Lai, in addition to these useful farming programs, we try our best to inform people of the numerous contaminated, drying, or disappear dead rivers and lakes all over the world. There are tens of thousands of rivers and lakes dying all over the world. People are dying from drought. People are leaving their villages, their hometown, because they don't have any more water to drink. Just because we Taiwanese still have water, just because where I'm sitting, I'm lucky still have water, doesn't mean tens of millions of other people are as lucky. Some die on the road because of starvation. Some die on the road of looking for water. It is very, very tragic, Mr. Lai. I hope we all wake up, and wake up quick, to save our people, to save our home. We have listed some on the SupremeMasterTV.com for your reference. Please copy at no cost and send it to all others people who you can come in touch with, by mail, by email, by post, or leaflets, poster, whatever may be suitable to you. I also encourage the audiences to do the same. Please help each other. Please help us. Because many of our world co-citizens are not aware that many of our other co-citizens are dying because of lack of water. And lack of water means lack of food, lack of security, Water means everything to our existence. We must conserve the water. We must do everything we can. And the first step to begin is to be vegan, because animal industry use 70% more of our clean water of our planet. Thank you, Mr. Lai. Thank you for doing what you do, and thank you for your question.
Thank you very much, Master, for your very valuable and useful information.
European Parliament supports reducing meat to lower greenhouse gases.
Roll call vote. Vote is now open.
Reduce your meat consumption or stop eating meat totally.
During discussions on greenhouse gas reduction goals, the Climate Committee of the European Parliament officially recognized livestock's contribution to global warming and recommended a reduction of subsidies to the livestock industry to curb methane.
The European Parliament has adopted its own position on climate change as an institution. And as a Vice President, one of the proposals I have made is in line with your own, which is that we should eat far less meat, because that's one of the major sources of greenhouse gases.
Please eat less meat, and let's make taxes on meat. That's definitely one of the issues we're talking about. I'd like to tell people what the cost is of eating meat for the environment worldwide.
My name is Jens Holm. I'm a member of the European Parliament. Please, be veg, go green to save the planet.